Whitaker.
Good morning and welcome to Igniting Innovation 2018, ACT-IAC's 5th annual event to identify, recognize, and promote the best innovations to improve services to citizens and government operations. My name is Mike Whitaker. I'm Senior Vice President for Emerging Solutions at ICF, and I'm the industry co-chair for this year's event. We have a great day planned for you, starting with these talks. We're hoping to get a robust social media presence out of today's event, so please share your thoughts throughout the day on social media using the Twitter handle and hashtags on the screen. And beyond today's event, you can stay connected with our LinkedIn group and showcase. The Institute of Innovation is trying to create quite a robust community of government innovators being able to have ongoing discussions, and we encourage you to join that to keep today's learning going post-event. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Diana Zavala, Director of Analytics and Business Analysis Delivery Leader for DXC Technology, who helped sponsor this event, to introduce our speakers.
So thank you, Michael. We're very pleased from DXC to be able to support this very inspiring event. And without further ado, we're going to get right into our lightning talks because we have 4 speakers today. So they're very exciting. These are people that have been past innovators and award winners in the Igniting Innovation event. And for our first speaker is going to be Avi Bender, who is the Director of the National Technical Information Service. He's going to talk to us about federal and private sector partnerships for delivering IT modernization. Please welcome Avi Bender.
Thank you. Pleasure being here today, speaking with all of you. Got about 10 minutes, so we'll try to get through this pretty quickly. So first of all, let me just say that NTIS, a bureau within the Department of Commerce, the core mission of what we do is innovation, right? We don't innovate, it is innovation, and it is about helping federal agencies innovate through this unique joint venture authority that we have with the private sector, something really unique in the federal government. I've been in the innovation space for a while. Let me just see. In the innovation space for a while, and one thing that I've found out is innovation is not an invention or a one-time event. It's basically a sustainable journey. It's really creating sustainable customer value for federal agencies. It's a journey. It's a process that takes time and lots of energy. And so I want to share with you a business model for making that happen. I spend several times a week meeting with federal agencies. It's a unique situation because I'm a Fed and I'm working with the private sector, essentially selling adoption to other federal agencies. And I meet with lots of agencies to understand their common data requirements. And the one thing I found out is whether you're working for a DOJ, EPA, Census Bureau, doesn't matter which DOE, whatever agency you're working for, there's a common data supply chains because each agency produces products and services that help our citizens, right? It is how we acquire, these slides are going on their own. It's how we acquire the data, collect the data, process the data, which is really, really very critical. And many of the agencies that we speak to have challenges in terms of the capacity to scale. Capacity to scale means I can't get the kind of resources that I need, I don't have the skills and so forth. Many of the agencies are facing grand challenges about fraud detection, improving citizen services, improper payments, food and drug safety. These are the broad missions that organizations are trying to deal with. And when you think about the data supply chain, and you hear lots of now buzzwords about IT modernization, I would always ask the question of all of you, modernizing what? I do believe that key modernization is about understanding the supply chain of an agency and not achieve this marginal improvements through minor innovations, but truly transformational to the core business of what the organization has to offer. Now, if we could get access to the data, we would have better data insights And this is really a great opportunity to apply, again, much of the hype, which is really not hype, that you're hearing about blockchain, predictive analytics, machine learning, cognitive systems. But many of the organizations that we work with basically say, yeah, it sounds great, Avi, but we got issues in our organization. We've got culture issues, we got vision, skills, budget. You make it seem like really easy. It's difficult for us to do this. I believe that we need to transform our thinking from the way we operate as an organization and to really go back to your strategic plan and mission. And I know that in the Commerce Strategic Plan, I'll go back to that. I hate when these things are automatic play. When the Commerce Strategic Plan was written, I personally and many others contributed to innovation programs within this. So I would urge each one of you to go back to the strategic plan of your organization, and I would ask the question, have you read it? And a much deeper question, have you or your teams ever contributed to writing the strategic plan? You don't want to be victims, you want to be very proactive about setting the innovation agenda at the get-go, right? So instead of aligning after the fact, why not set the innovation agenda within this organization? Now, I'm going to share with you now in a very public way the secret sauce that NTIS uses as they work with the private sector and federal agencies. We operate under the FAR, and we have this joint venture authority. So that what that means is that we have an early conversation with the private sector. This is all about the conversation in terms of what problem are you trying to solve? Now, this is really critical. We're not working with the private sector initially to basically say, here's the best solution. We spend most of our time, 80% of the energy, about what are you trying to do? And that's really critical. What are the best use cases that we can come up with to illustrate what it is that you're trying to accomplish? And creating a change catalyst and a burning platform. We spend lots of time on the first three things up there: mission, critical success factors, business requirements. Many agencies, I believe, make a serious mistake of spending most of their time on functional and technical requirements because those are accepting the challenges and not, in fact, understanding the broad mission of the organization. The way we go to market is through 31 joint venture partners that we have listed there. Each one of these organizations has their own ecosystem of partners. We have a 90-day merit review process from the time we develop a problem statement to the time we actually execute. And for those of you who doubt, I like to use my photography as an example here. It's basically following the light. And the light in this case is really your agency's mission. So my advice to you, understand your data supply chain. Listen to the customers, and remember, the customers are the public that we serve. Think big outside of the organizational box for truly making transformational change, and think about delivering sustainable value. There's a lot to talk about here. I've done my best in 10 minutes. Thank you.